Well, yes. Sorry, I had no idea, sister.
Mother. Francis, come. We'll talk along the way.
So you were aware she was attracted to you, is that what you're saying?
I was aware that I had a feeling she was.
And what precipitated this, feeling?
She would watch me. Sometimes when I'd been swimming or walking back from the shower, I'd feel her eyes upon me.
And you're in, pretty good shape for a man of your age, would you say?
I suppose so.
So she watched you, but did she ever approach you?
Yes.
And what were the circumstances?
She cut her foot at the beach once. I brought her back to the house to dress it. She didn't bother covering up. She just sat there, on the edge of the bath. And then she leaned forward.
And then what, Mr. Chenchi?
She took my hand, and she placed it between her legs.
No further questions, Your Honor. I just wanted to think about what it meant.
Come with me. Sorry I'm late.
Would Julie have been allowed in here?
It's open to visitors on weekends.
She's lying about the passages in the Bible.
Possibly. Probably. Even those morally upright people lie most of the time.
Really? That's a curious view for a Mother Superior.
Is it? When you came to see me, you said that Tadeo Ferrara had told you that I was one of the best psychiatrists in Italy. It's not in his nature to make such a statement, but I asked him, just to be sure. You see my point?
Well, risking a dishonest response, can you tell me why you've decided to help us?
I find this a fascinating case study. I can see only questions, no answers. And I thought you seemed such a nice young man.
There's something I'd like to show you. This was in Julie's personal effects.
She looks happy there. But am I supposed to gauge her honesty by looking at an old photo, Mr. Gabrielli?
I think the first fire was probably caused by a cigarette. In her preliminary evidence to the prosecution, in my presence, Julie said she didn't smoke.
Is your client a witch? Is she a baby killer, Mr. Gabrielli?
My client is innocent. The child died in a fire.
Is it true Miss McCarthy was trying for Satanism back in England?
When was the last time someone was trying for that? So, this isn't a witch hunt. The child is dead. We're going to find out why.
So, are you saying your client is the Satanist?
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. The baby
Please.
died in a fire.
Minister, it's Judge Padovani returning your call.
What is going on? What the hell is all this witchcraft rubbish?
It sells papers.
This wouldn't have anything to do with you, would it?
Satanism and baby killing. No, Antonio, I don't think you can accuse me of spreading those rumours. So are you suggesting the state can't win this case without resorting to gutter raking?
I didn't say that.
Anyway, the press love you, they always have.
And that's why when Sarah died, they plastered photographs of the accident all over the front pages. I'm not going to lose this case to that pack of wolves.
You're right, you're not. You're going to lose it to me.
How long have you and Mr. Chenchi been married?
6 years.
And in that time, do you think your husband's ever looked at anyone else?
Only in a cursory fashion.
Would you say Julie McCulloch is an attractive girl?
Yes.
Do you think your husband would find her attractive?
I don't know. We never discussed it.
So you weren't jealous of Julie McCulloch's looks?
No.
And it didn't bother you that whenever Julie needed to go somewhere, your husband would always offer to drive her?
No, I trust him. We're happy together.
Oh, so you and your husband, what, you never argue?
Rarely.
Rarely? I understand that for the 3 weekends immediately preceding the fire, you and your husband argued. Not only loudly, but in such a manner that your neighbors felt it necessary to call the police. Is that true?
Yes.
And what was this arguing about, Mrs. Cenci?
Alessandro wanted to drive Julie to the lake on her day off, and I wanted her to catch a bus.
Is it not then possible, Mrs. Cenci, that you were happy to blame Julie McCulloch for the fire because you were jealous of her?
No,
Objection!
No further questions, Your Honor.
It went well, didn't it?
Better than last week? Look, very soon Isabella Flores is going to cross-examine you. Remember what we talked about. Keep calm. Don't let her make you angry. An innocent girl who becomes the focus of a jealous wife. The husband oversteps the mark. Who gets the blame? Resentment. That's what I'd feel in your position. I can easily imagine taking a box of matches and wanting to see Mirella Cenci in flames. Is that what happened? Maybe the match burned your fingers and fell on the bed and caught fire. Quickly, you put it out. Somebody called you. You left the room, but the match wasn't out. It smoldered away. It caught fire a couple of hours later. It's not unusual. It's happened before. A deal can be done with the prosecution. The sentence will be a lot shorter than if you're found guilty of murder. Was it an accident, Julie? If it was, say so now.
Mr. Gabrielli. I gave them up last year. I'd rather not be tempted.
off on here, don't you?
Get off me!
How fast do you think your hair would go up? Would your face burn at the same time? Or would that happen later?
Unfortunately, all this nonsense about witchcraft has been picked up by the foreign press. They enjoy making the Italian government look as if it's stuck in the Middle Ages. It's embarrassing.
Yes, I can see that it could be embarrassing, Minister.
Of course, the sensible thing would be to ignore the gutter press and their accusations that we all work in a corrupt system of Byzantine justice. Because we don't.
Yes, Minister.
I don't want to influence you in any way. All I'm saying is, anything you can do to take the heat out of this situation would be much appreciated.
The prisoner is adamant that Julie McCulloch attacked her first.
That's ridiculous. The woman must weigh over 80 kilos. My client is little more than half that.
Yes, but she could be just as strong.
It's also clear that the guards didn't respond when Julie cried for help. I believe prisoners and guard, they treat her like some sort of outcast, and I believe she's at risk. Imagine what the foreign papers would do if somebody was seriously injured, even killed, in one of our prisons. They would have a field day.
I could have her put in solitary.
And punish her for what? I'm requesting she be released on bail.
There's only one way I can release her on bail, and there's no precedent for it. I can release her into your care, Counselor. And I mean your care entirely. You would be legally responsible for her actions, and I suggest in this instance that you do not let her out of your sight. Now, is something troubling you, Counselor? If she's innocent, you are not in any danger, are you?
Why would he set a precedent for this case? Now I know I've made a mistake. Are you sure you're going to be all right?
I'll hide all the matches and turn off the gas.
Good. I don't want to come round one day and find you've been char-grilled.
I don't think he likes me.
His name's Michael. He's probably just hungry or something.
He's gorgeous. Maybe I just smell funny. Is that your wife? Is she here?
She died last year.
I'm sorry.
Would you like a cup of tea or coffee?
Tea'd be lovely, thanks. Does it worry you having a suspected arsonist in your house? I'm suspected of arson, and I'm staying in your house. Does it worry you?
To be honest, yes.
I thought so. And don't forget I'm suspected of murder, too.
Mr. Gabrielli, my name's Professor Roberto Falacci. I think I may be able to help you with the McCulloch case. You can contact me on 784-3211-00.
I read the report from your hometown. I know your mother died of a heart attack. I'm sorry. Dr. Matteo says you don't want to talk about it.
Look, I'm not trying to be rude, but it just makes it worse.
Well, it might just help your case.
I thought about my mum all the time for